personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudiraye. Before reciting Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Narnarayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama-shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. By regular attendance in the classes on Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and by rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Gurve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas, thank you so much for joining. We are reading Granth Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 10, Prahlad Maharaj, the best amongst the exalted devotees. So we read till text number 22 yesterday, and we were discussing that how Nrsimhadev told to Prahlad Maharaj that what to speak of your father, but 21 generations will get the benefit. That means anyone connected to a devotee gets the benefit, whether one's family member, forefathers, 21 generations. So the best welfare activity we can do as a brother, son, father, mother, husband, wife is to become a sincere devotee. Let's see the next verse, text number 23. Pitrayam cha sthanam atishtha yathoktam brahmavadibhi mai avishya manastata kuru karmani matparaha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. After performing the ritualistic ceremonies, take charge of your father's kingdom, sit upon the throne, and do not be disturbed by materialistic activities. Please keep your mind fixed upon me without transgressing the injunctions of the Vedas. As a matter of formality, you may perform your particular duties. Purport: when one becomes a devotee, he no longer has any duty to the Vedic regulative principles. One has many duties to perform, but if one becomes fully devoted to the Lord, he no longer has any such obligations. As stated in the Srimad-Bhagvatam 11.5.41. Devarshi bhutat pandrinam pitrinam na king karonayam rinim charajan sarvatmanaya sharanam sharanyam gato mukundam parihritya kartam. One who has fully surrendered to the lotus feet of the Lord is no longer a debtor to his forefathers, the great sages, human society, the common man, or any living entity. The Supreme Personality of Godhead nonetheless advised Prahlad Maharaj to follow the regulative principles. For since he was going to be the king, others would follow his example. Thus Lord Nrsimhadev advised Prahlad Maharaj to engage in his political duties so that people would become the Lord's devotees. Yad yad acharati shreshthas tattad evetaro janah sayat pramanam kurute lokas tad anuvartate. Whatever action a great man performs, common men follow. And whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. Bhagavad Gita 3.21. One should not be attached to any materialistic activities, but a devotee may perform such activities as an example to show the common man that one should not deviate from the Vedic injunctions. Hare Krishna. Such a beautiful verse Lord Nrsimhadev is telling to Prahlad Maharaj. And if we, which the pastime of Lord Chaitanya telling to the residents of, what was that place? Kuliagram, I believe, that how a person should live. The mind, one should focus completely on Krishna as a chaste wife would externally do the duties, or as a, sorry, not a chaste wife with a paramour, would externally do the duties towards the husband in a very appropriate way. But the mind will be on the paramour. The point is, Krishna is our real father, real husband, real protector, real everything. So Nrsimhadev is telling, do all your duties. That means you're taking care of the kingdom and everything. But the mind always focus on me. The same thing Lord Chaitanya told the residents of Kuliagram. That don't give up your duties. Sthane sthita. The word here, exactly the word sthanam is coming. Asthita. Sthanam atishta. So take this throne because you are the right king, but don't be attached to this position, power, fame, etc. And how will that happen? When our mind is focused on Krishna. Although the Vedic, these external duties or rituals are not the essence, but just to lead the general masses, Nrsimhadev is telling, you must follow the good example. And Prabhupada quotes this beautiful verse, which is quoted many, many times, that a devotee has no debt to anyone. The one who has taken shelter of Mukunda, then all the debt to the devas, the pitras, the other people, all the debts are cleared. Because watering the root, one does not need to individually water every twig, every branch, every fruit, leaf, etc. Watering the root, Krishna is happy, Yasmin Tushta Jagat Tushta. He's happy, everyone is happy. So it's a great lesson for us, which Lord Nrsimhadev is telling that, yes, if we, let's say, if all the ISKCON devotees, leave their jobs and leave their families and say, go to just some holy place, will our movement be a preaching movement? Will general masses be inspired? They will rather say, no, I will not join ISKCON. Joining ISKCON means leaving family, leaving job. I can't do that. So rather than the expansion of movement, it will rather weaken, minimize, and ultimately kind of hardly any few brave soul can, leave everything. But if everyone sets a nice example, nice doing Krishna conscious with family, and then others people, oh, that means I don't have to leave my family. I thought I had to leave my family to join ISKCON. Oh, I can still do my job also. Okay, that's fine. So, although Krishna consciousness is the main thing, but showing a good example is very, very important. How Prabhupada, and then the masses will follow. Lokastat anuvartate. The common men will follow. And that's what we see. By good example is the best preaching. Any other comments, questions anyone has? Okay, let's read the next verse. I see Umesh Prabhu has raised hand. Would you like to read, Prabhu?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam to everyone. Text 24. Sri Narada Uvacha Pralado hi Tatha Chakre Pitruya Spatara Ikam Yathaha Bhagavan Rajanya Abhishekto Vijha Tibhi. Translation and purport by Divine Grace of Srila Krishna Srila Prabhupada. Sri Narad Muni continued, thus as the Supreme Personality of a Godhead order, Prahlad Maharaja performed the ritualistic ceremonies for his father. O King Yudhishthira, he was then enthroned in the king of Hiranyakashipu as directed by the Brahmanas. Purport. It is essential that society be divided into four groups of men, Brahmanas, Kshatriya, Vaishyas, and Shudras. Here we see that although Prahlad Maharaja was perfect in every respect, he nonetheless followed the instruction of Brahmanas, who performed the Vedic rituals. Therefore, in the society, there must be a very intelligent class of leaders who are well versed in the Vedic knowledge, so that they can guide the entire populace to follow the Vedic principle and thus gradually become most perfect and eligible to return home back to Godhead. So here, thus end this the the Lord, whatever Lord has been instructed, Prahlad Maharaj is going to do that, and Narad Muni is now telling Yudhishthira this is the way that Prahlad Maharaja now has been taken care of. Hiranyakashipu's kingdom, his father's kingdom. The most important part is here, even though Prahlad Maharaja is sitting in the transcendental situation, he still follows the instruction of those Brahmana who perform the Vedic rituals. And another important point saying here, Prabhupada is saying every intelligent class of leaders should be here so that he can give the knowledge to the all the fallen living being entities. They can uh, basically advance by learning this spiritual knowledge, and that will help them return back to the Godhead. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. So the king is primarily in the Kshatriya class. That means the arms. What will the arms do? What the head or the brain will direct. So the Brahmanas are considered as the brain of the society. Now, in the modern context, how does that apply to me? We must also have guide, and that is basically Guru, right? The 3 A's we remember, His Grace Gopeshwar Prabhu shared. First, we acknowledge our shortcoming. We accept, I need help, I need guidance. Then approach the bona fide Guru, and then ask, and then act as per his directions. So similarly, we all need good intelligence, good guidance, which often um, we need that mentor. You can call counselor, you can call guide, you can call special friend. The essence is same, that we are able to open up and ask for help. That will help us to work on the right path, to follow the right path as per Guru Sadhu Shastra. Because often if we don't do that, then we may get distracted, or our intelligence may get polluted. So we all should have that guide, should have that good counselor, should have that good mentor friend who can help us. Prahlad Maharaj is already a pure devotee, but he is showing. All the kings, the Sri Maharaj or the Shrat Maharaj, they would have great ministers. They would have great brahmanas who would guide them what to do, what not to do. The good intelligence tells what to do, what not to do. So very, very important, the need to be guided. And that's what basically Shishya means. Shishya means one who allows the Guru to do Shasan. one who allows the guru to rule the disciple. One, or in English, disciple means the one who wants to be disciplined by the guru. Otherwise, what's a disciple? To live under the directions of the spiritual master, Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru. That's what disciple or student means. Okay, any other comments, questions anyone has?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu Dandakrana.
Yes.
So this reminded me that how the last one and this purport, that how even Krishna himself followed the etiquette so that all of us will follow. When Narada Muni is visiting him in his 16,100 palaces, in each and every palace, when Narada Muni arrived, Krishna did worship. Krishna washed his lotus feet. His queen would fan. I mean, Queen Rukmini, who is the goddess of fortune, and she had thousands of maidservants, but she fanned him personally. Krishna didn't even just bow down. He touched, it says that Krishna bowed down, touching his helmet to the ground. Not only did Krishna bow down, but he also touched the feet of Narada and with folded hands requested him to sit on his chair. And then it says, Lord Krishna, who is Brahmanya Devaya, all Brahmanas worship him. But he was worshipping Narada Muni. So this is also another example. And then in that purport, it says that Krishna did this to teach by his example. It reminded me of this when we read about Prahlad. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. That's a valid point. Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Anyone else? Any other comments or questions before we move on to the next verse?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So it reminded me of Saturday class by, I think, Prashant Mukund, right, Prabhuji? Was from Faridabad. Prabhuji was telling how he, Prabhupada, not Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur told his disciple, not to go to his, home, but when he wants to go, but he made sure that he goes at the end of his life so that he can remember his Gurudev and go back to Godhead. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, his name is Gopeshwar Prabhuji. Shan Mukund Prabhu is the one who gave the class on Jagannath and Jagannath Temple.
Oh yeah, sorry Prabhuji. Thank you.
Okay, any other? Bhaswati Mataji. So those who have not read for this week and would like to, are in a position to read, raise their hand. And generally, if you are reading, it's preferable to turn on the camera. But if it's not possible, it's okay. Okay. Yes. Yes, Bhaswati Mataji, you can read. And
next day I will turn on the camera, Prabhuji.
yes, that's fine. And then Gopal Prabhu, you can read the next one.
Dandavad Pranam to everyone. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Text 25. Prasada sumukham drushtavya brahma narharim harim studva bhagvihi pavitravihi praha deva divir vrityaha. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Lord Brahma, surrounded by the other demigods, was bright-faced because the Lord was pleased. Thus, he offered prayers to the Lord with transcendental words. So in this translation, here it says that as when Krishna is pleased, then everyone is pleased. So all the demigods also are very pleased because Narasimha Deva is pleased. So that's why Lord Brahma is offering prayers. We'll know from the following verse. Back to you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. So if you go back to the beginning of the previous chapter was entitled Prayers of Prahlad Maharaj. And the one before that, we read so many different personalities offer prayers. When Hiranyakashipu was killed, everyone offers prayers. The Siddhas, the Charanas, the Gandharvas, everyone is offering multiple prayers, but Narsingadev was not pacified. And then Lord Brahma asked, Dear Prahlad, please, you go. Lord Narsingadev has specially incarnated for you. You kindly pacify him. Now that's mission accomplished. So Lord Brahma is saying that yes, now Narsingadev is pacified. He is pleased. Why? Because of his dearmost devotee, topmost devotee, exalted devotee, Prahlad Maharaj's prayers, his love, his devotion, his compassion towards his father. And now Lord Brahma will offer prayers. So let's see, any other comments anyone has before we move to the next verse and see what Brahmaji is saying. Okay, Gopal Prabhu, want to read Brahmaji's prayers?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam Jai Devotees. Prabhu, am I audible?
Yes, today you are perfectly audible. Thank you.
Text number 26. Sri Brahmovacha Deva Deva Ladhyaksha Bhuta Bhavana Purvaja Tistya Te Nihata Papo Loka Santapano Shura. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Brahma said, O Supreme Lord of all lords, proprietor of the entire universe, O benedictor of all living entities, O original person Adi Purusha, because of your good fortune, you have now killed this sinful demon who was giving trouble to the entire universe. Purport. The word Purvaja is described in Bhagavad Gita 10.8. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata saranam pravartate. All the demigods, including Lord Brahma, are manifested from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, the original person, the cause of all causes, is Govinda, the Adi Purusham. Thank you, Prabhuji. Back to you.
Thank you, Gopal Prabhu. Brahmaji is glorifying the Supreme Lord, and we know the famous prayer, Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So here also he is kind of saying the same, that you are Deva Deva, the Lord of all the lords. Deva means masters. Dev is also sometimes used for demigod. So you are the God of the demigod. You're the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Akhila Adhyaksha. Adhyaksha basically means owner. Akha, you may have heard this word, Akha India, the whole India. In local Hindi or Bombay languages, Akha ilaka. So Akhila, the entire Akhila, this word is used many times in the scriptures. Akhila Adhyaksha. He is the Adhyaksha for the whole universe. He is Jagannath. He is Sarva Karana Karana. He is Deva Deva. See? This is, if we break the words like this and try to link it to other words which may have read or heard, it will make the verse so easy to understand and to remember also. Deva Deva Akhila Adhyaksha Bhuta Bhavana Purvaja. You are the cause of all causes, the cause of the living beings. And Purvaja. Purvaja is O Supreme Personality, O Original Personality. Purva is also uses Adi or Purva. And then Dishtya, by your example or because of good fortune, the demon has been killed who was giving the trouble Loka Santapa Asura. The Hiranyakashipu has been killed. So that's the main purpose, to kill demons and to give joy to Prahlad. Both the purposes have been successfully completed. The Lord has blessed Prahlad Maharaj with an instruction and with an order to rule the kingdom. And this chapter is, in fact, this whole chapter is coming to an end. So, any other comments, questions? Okay. Who would like to read the next verse? Yeah, if you have read, then you can lower your hand so things become a little clearer and we can focus better. Yes, Sudhir Prabhu, please.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna devotees, Dandot Pranam. Number 27. Yo saulabdo varo matto navadyo mama srastibhi tapo yoga balanatta samasta nigaman ahan. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. This demon, Hiranyakashipu, received from me the benediction that he would not be killed by any living being within my creation, with assurance and with great derived from austerities and mystic power. He became excessively proud and transgressed all the Vedic injunctions. So Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So here Lord Brahma is continuing, after he did his pranams, he is telling how Hiranyakashipu received this benediction, and with the assurance that what he derived, and with his mystic power, and he became excessively proud and greedy and transgressed, and he kind of did not follow any Vedic injunctions. So I like the point you made, Prabhuji, how the 3 A's accept. First accept what your shortcomings, then think accepting it, accept,
Acknowledge or admit.
acknowledge, accept, and acquire. Yeah, and get a guru. So I think if we have these 3 things, I think we'll not be in this situation. That's why I have to understand. Okay, please correct me. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. So Lord Brahma is remembering that I was the one who gave these special, extraordinary, and so complex benedictions to Hiranyakashipu. So he's accepting. He's not saying. We'll see later that how the Lord, what will be the Lord's response, but Brahmaji is realizing that actually all these extraordinary benedictions I gave him, and as a result he became so powerful. The demigods couldn't defeat him because of the extraordinary benedictions. Rather, the movement of the eyebrow, they were like, shivering in fear out of Hiranyakashipu's such extraordinary power. So now he's dead, but Brahmaji is not kind of like, I don't know what happened. How did he get so many powers? It's not like Brahmaji is innocently saying that yes, I was the one. Or Lord knows everything, but Brahmaji is at least honest at that point, because sometimes a mistake may happen or something wrong may happen, and then everyone comes on the scene. How did this happen, right? An honest person, and a humble person will say, actually, I was the one who forgot to do this, and as a result I put salt instead of sugar, or sugar instead of salt, so please forgive me for that. He'll not try to act as if I don't know anything, as if I don't know why this thing is upside down. Brahmaji is acknowledging, yes, I did give, all these benedictions to him. And as a result, he became very, very powerful and became a nuisance for the society. So even if sometimes knowingly, unknowingly things go wrong, but acknowledgement is a sign of humility. The first A is not easy actually, to acknowledge that I did a mistake, to acknowledge I have a shortcoming, to acknowledge I am vulnerable, to acknowledge I am Chuta, I am not Achyuta. Ramaji is showing by his example. Any other comments, questions before we read the next one? Okay, since these verses are spoken by Brahma, so let's hear from Brahmaji. Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna devotees, downward pranam, all praise to Srila Prabhupada. Text 28. Dishta tattanaya sadhu maha bhagavato arbakho taya vimochito mrittur dishta tam shumito adhuna. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. By great fortune, Hiranyakashipu's son, Prahlad Maharaj, has now been released from death. For although he is a child, he is exalted devotee. Now he is fully under the protection of your lotus feet. So, as Prabhuji already said, that Brahmaji acknowledged his possible mistake or have a guilty feeling what he did, but he is great relieved that the great devotee Prahlad Maharaj was protected by the Lord. So it looks like when we do something unknowingly or knowingly bad, but after that it does not make a big havoc, we feel great relief. So it is almost the same feeling for Lord Brahma here. That is my understanding, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very nice. The devotee is saved. Let's see what happens further. Text 29 was not read for this week. Anyone? Nayan Prabhu, you want to read? Swati Mataji? Khushi? Subrat Prabhu, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji, I am reading.
Yes, please don't feel shy. It's very hard for me to remember who has read and who's in a position. So please feel very eager and enthusiastic to read.
Okay, sorry. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna devotees. Text 29. Etad bhapuste bhagavana dhyayata paramatmana sarvato gupta santrasan mrityur api jighamsata. Translation and purport by Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. My dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, you are the Supreme Soul. If one meditates upon your transcendental body, you naturally protect him from all sources of fear, even the imminent danger of death. Purport: everyone is sure to die, for no one is excused from the hands of death, which is but a feature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mrityu sarva haraschaham. When one becomes a devotee, however, he is not destined to die according to a limited duration of life. Everyone has a limited duration of life, but a devotee's lifetime can be extended by the mercy of Supreme Lord, who is able to nullify the results of one's karma karmani nirdahati kintu cha bhakti bhajan. This is a statement of Brahma Samhita. A devotee is not under the law of karma. Therefore, even a devotee's scheduled death can be avoided by causeless mercy of the Supreme Lord. God protects a devotee even from the extreme danger of death. So here it is explaining so how a devotee is not coming under the law of karma. So like the ordinary people, so they are the fixed birth and death, but the devotee's death can be extended because of the mercy of Supreme Lord. So because the death is controlled by the Supreme Lord, so it is clearly saying if a devotee, if somebody is a devotee, the Lord can extend the death time also and nullify the results of the karma. So please add. So that's the last statement saying God protects the devotee even from the extreme danger of the death. So that is what it's explaining.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Yes, so basically whatever happens in the life of a sincere devotee is orchestrated by the Supreme Lord himself. It's not that the death will not come, but that death is like Hiranyakashipu, Nrsimhadev was like a wild, roaring, fearsome to Hiranyakashipu. But the same Narasingha, the ferocious lion, was very gentle and kind to Prahlad. So the point is that whatever happens in the life of devotees is orchestrated by Krishna. And if the Lord wants, he can call him early for some service. And if the Lord wants him to serve for more time in whatever planet, then the Lord can also arrange for that. So ultimately, a devotee is has taken full shelter of Krishna, and Krishna, whatever his transcendental plan is, will execute. And sometimes it may mean him calling the devotee early. Like so many devotees, they may die at a young age. It may seem to us that why? And so many devotees, they may live 100 years or plus. So ultimately, it's the divine will of the Lord, and we just have to accept it and do our best. Ms. Nandini Mataji, you want to share something?
Yes, Prabhu Dandavat Pranam. And one other example is Parikshit Maharaj. The entire Brahmastra was sent, which is deadlier than nuclear weapons. And Krishna was there to stop it right away when he was in the womb of his mother Uttara. So another example to add this. Back to you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's so pertinent. And the verse which Mata Uttara speaks is so pertinent. Is Pahi Pahi Mahayogin Deva Deva Jagatpati Nanyam Tvad Abhayam Pashya Yatra Mrityu Parasparam. When the death is face to face, no one else can help. Only Krishna can help. That's a verse spoken by Mata Uttara when this pastime happened in Canto 1. And of course, we see in the life of Pandavas also so many extraordinarily difficult circumstances they had to go through. But Krishna was there. Thank you, Mataji. Anyone else before we move on?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, my question is that devotee is not afraid of death. That is the actually Krishna consciousness, that we are surrendered to the Lord, whatever way it comes, we'll accept this. And actually it is the way to go back to the Godhead. Devotees are happy, like Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj telling that to Prabhupada to join him and to perform his service in the spiritual world. So why the Lord is telling that God protects the devotee even from the extreme danger of death? Why he's telling extreme danger of the death for a devotee? He's not fearful of the death, right?
So if the Lord has the plan to do so, like for example, how Lord protected Haridas Thakur also, how Lord protected this Parikshit Maharaj, because the Lord wanted Parikshit Maharaj to rule the kingdom. So it's ultimately Lord's plan. Now, let's try to understand the spirit of the letter. If we say God protects the devotee from the extreme danger of death, well, that means that any devotee should not die. But that's, if we just take the literal meaning of that statement, that means devotee's body will not die, right? Because the Lord should protect. So it's not let's understand the spirit of the law, the statement, that ultimately if the Lord wants, he can change the plan. But the body will anyways die at 50 years, 70 years, 100 years. There's a lifespan for the body. And the devotee also is not asking, as you said, not asking, give me 20 more years. Give me 100 more years. I am a puppet in your hands. If you want to give me 2 years or 20 years, I will do the same thing. Whether here or in upper planets, lower planets, spiritual planets, I will do your service. That's my eternal dharma, to do your service. So let's not take that statement literally, because if we take it literally, then no devotee will die. Correct? Does that make sense?
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Any other comments or questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, I just heard today about one example again of Parikshit Maharaj only. So he was protected in the womb of Mother Uttara when even Brahmastra came. But then he was also not protected by the Lord when he was cursed by Shringi to be bitten by Takshak in 7 days. But the Lord had a bigger plan there. Because of that curse and arranging the death of Prahlad Maharaj, we are having this Bhagavatam with us, purifying many, many generations of devotees. So, like you said before, Prabhuji, that's just an example of how the Lord arranges the life of a devotee in such a way that it is for the best for everyone. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Sivanas Prabhu. That's so pertinent. Very nice example of Parikshit Maharaj. Any other comments or questions anyone has?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. This purport reminded me the interview of superstar Amitabh Bachchan was one time asked in the interview, "What's so special about you?" And he gave the exact answer, saying, "I'm special because Lord has extended my life." Now, whether he is a devotee of the Lord Krishna or not, I don't know that. But that's just reminded me his statement, because he said, "I was died completely when that incident happened in 19, sometimes mid-80s, in one of the picture in the Kuli, where his accident happened, and he said, I'm almost died. I mean, 100% died, but it's just a miracle that I'm alive today." And he's very grateful to the Lord into that interview that he's extended his life. So the question about is, he might be devotee, he may not be devotee. I don't know about that. I just wanted to share.
Who is the person? I missed the name. Who?
Mr. Bachchan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's. See, we all have been through those situations. a faithful person will see as a hand of God, which is a nice thing. I'm sure we all have met through smaller accidents or bigger accidents, or just 1 minute here and there, we would have not been anymore, right? Or one, like I remembered I was going by a bus and like about 10 feet, so the bus, like there was a minor accident and the driver was not paying attention over Indian roads, and whatever happened, I don't know the cause because I was a passenger, I don't know the exact cause, but it ended up in, hitting a tree and the glasses broke and few people were injured, and luckily everyone was saved and without major injuries. But if the same incident would have happened 2 seconds before, there was a deep, river, so we would have been over the bridge and then the bus would have fallen down. So in one way, that's the hand of God, right? The people who have no faith will say, oh, it's a coincidence. You are saying it's God's hand. But ultimately, it's nothing happens without His will. And I'm sure we all have been through experiences which we should always remember, that actually my life is a treasure by God. I must not take it lightly. God has given me, or Kṛṣṇa has given, we don't say God, we say the Supreme Lord, Kṛṣṇa has given me so many chances. Sometimes, I'm guilty of this. Because of driving so much, I feel that 1 second here or there, right? 1 second here or there, a big thing would have happened. So yes, it's a nice thing to express gratitude, to express our life as a blessing to the Lord. Any other comments? Okay, so these are the words by Lord Brahma. We will see tomorrow what the Supreme Lord's response to Brahma's comments. So we will stop here for today, and we will continue with the next verse tomorrow. Grantraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Narasimha Bhagwan ki jai, Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna. Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.